This is Saints 4 Takeaways, sponsored by American Men Roofing.
The Saints' playoff dream is over, but the finish to this season has been fun. The Saints have now won 3 in a row, and since that loss to Pittsburgh, which was probably the low point of the season, the Saints are 4-2. And in a season when it was difficult to catch a break, this week the Saints got a big one when that guy didn't play. That, of course, is Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who is in the MVP conversation. He's 3rd in the league in quarterback rating, 3rd in rushing yards by a quarterback, and of course he single-handedly killed the Saints each of the last 2 seasons. He didn't play. The Saints took advantage of that in a big way, especially at number 4 on the game's biggest play, as Marshon Lattimore reminded us why, at the age of 26, he's already been to 4 Pro Bowls. Lattimore single-handedly killed the Eagles' comeback. He's a special player, and before this season, he was not an injury problem. In fact, in his first 5 seasons, he only missed a grand total of 8 games. He's missed 10 this year, and it's hurt the Saints badly all season. Now, Lattimore is under contract for 3 more years. The Saints need him to be this guy more often. At number 3, the Saints beat the Eagles at their own game. For the most part, they shut down the Philadelphia ground game. The Eagles came in averaging 153 yards a game rushing. They only ran for 67 yards against the Saints. And the primary reason the Eagles didn't run it more is because the Saints did. The Saints ran it 35 times for 130 yards, but more importantly, they controlled the time of possession by more than 14 minutes, and they did that without either of their starting guards, Andres Pete or Cesar Ruiz. And Ryan Ramczyk got hurt, played less than a quarter, so New Orleans controlled the clock with that offensive line. Now, sacks were a problem, but the Eagles do have one of the NFL's best defensive lines, and the Saints still converted on a solid 44% of their 3rd downs. It was a good day for the O-line and a better day for Cam Jordan and the D-line, which is number 2. The Saints hassled Gardner Minshew all game. They tied a season high with 6 team sacks. And in this late season run, 2 guys have really emerged for the Saints. Carl Granderson and Caden Ellis look ready for larger roles next season, but the catalyst Sunday, of course, was Cam Jordan. 3 sacks get him to 8.5 on the season. And check out this incredible run of consistency. This is 11 straight years now that Cam Jordan has had at least 7.5 sacks. And of course, he passed Ricky Jackson to become the team's all-time sack leader. Now, Jordan will not go to the Pro Bowl this season for the 8th time, but you know what? He should. He's had a terrific year. And by the way, he has 1 year left on his current contract. And finally, while there were questions midway through the season, I think it's become obvious that Dennis Allen will return as the Saints head coach next season. Our Saints analyst Nick Underhill reported before the Eagles game that his sources told him that it was a virtual certainty. After that win, it seems like a lock. Fans are impatient. This organization hasn't been. Now, this offseason, the Saints need to start fixing their salary cap issues, and they need to draft a potential quarterback of the future. And honestly, the jury is still out on whether or not Dennis Allen is the long-term answer, but the last 3 weeks should fuel some cautious optimism heading into the offseason, and New Year's Day was fun. And that's our 4 takeaways from beating the Philadelphia Eagles.